Hey, the Green Machine's back. I'll tell you about it. Stick around. Hiya, folks. Old Man Grognard here, and I've got a great review for you. This is The Midderlands Expanded. This is the sequel book to The Midderlands. And The Midderlands itself just won a Best Cartography Gold Any Award this year. So it's good stuff, and I'm hoping for good stuff for the next book too. So here's the book. This is what you get. It's a 226 pages, released in 2018 by Edwin Nagy, Mark Nolan, and Glenn Seal. And it's a hardbound, and it's a really, really nice book. Well done. It's got foil for the title on the side, and solid as a rock, man. The art is by Jim Magnuson, Josephine Magnuson, Julian Ochala, Stephen Punter, and Glenn Seal. I hope I pronounced those right. Cartography is by Glenn Seal. Does a great job. Also, he also did the layout. He was the project manager and wrote a lot of it. Although it was a collaborative effort. Stumbling over my words today. And this is written with swords and wizardry complete in mind, but that means you can use with any OSR game, even up to 5th edition. There'd be no problem with that. And it follows the format of the other Midderlands book, only expands it. The Midderlands was basically the middle of England, the middle of the Havenland, as they call it, the Havenlands. But this is the rest of it. This is the fantasy England, Scotland, Wales. Now, it doesn't cover Ireland. I was really disappointed in that. He refers you to the necrotic gnome Wormskin setting, the Dolmwood. And that's all well and good, but they haven't put out a main Dolmwood book. They basically refer you to the issues of Wormskin, which now I'm going to wait for a book. So there's a little. That's my only real gripe with the book, because this thing's beautiful. Let's take a look at it. Look at the inside. This is beautiful. Oh, it's just wonderful, and all of that artwork. And it's a 2-column, real easy to read, just like the other one. This world is small. I call it small but dense. And it is how shall I put it? I want to call it Twisted England, but it's not. Kind of like, I'll kind of give you a rundown of it from the first book. There's this stuff in the middle of the earth called the Gloomium, and it's some kind of really weird metal that gives off really weird vibes, and it sort of seeps up through the world, and it kind of bends everything, and it puts stuff in kind of a green haze. And a lot of it is kind of a satire of England, of places of England. There's a lot of shout outs in here, and there's a lot of references only people who live in the middle of England or live in England will get. And but I'm not saying it's not a good place to adventure, because there's a lot of adventure in there. But I get this kind of Monty Python or the Holy Grail type of vibe off it. Like the people, it's like, okay, this is our lot. We're living with this. So could you help us fight that monster over there? And the monsters aren't all that usual. Actually, they are, but because you put regular D&D monsters in here, but they got their own little twists on things too. And here's more of the book. Here's one of the cities. Gives you great cities in here, and it comes with a map, by the way, of the Havenlands. I like the city description. I like the area descriptions, because they get it right. Glenn and company get it right, because they give you just enough with some plot hooks and things in there to get you going without being overly detailed. That's the kind of thing that drives me crazy. If it's overly detailed and not enough detail, it's kind of a balance. You gotta find a balance in here. And here's some more of the book. This is Lundin, Lundnen, and this is an example of some of the faceplates in the book. They're all greenish and green like this, but they're all beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I wish I could draw like that. That is very nice. Here's some artifacts, what they call oddities, that you can throw around. And it's quite a satirical book, but not so satirical where you can't use it. What I mean is it takes itself seriously, but not all the time. It's got its tongue firmly in cheek quite a bit, but it still gives you stuff that you can use, which is what I like. Here's flora, some flora, a couple of spells, a few flora things, flora and fauna. They've got their own monsters in here like the other book. Got a couple of new classes in here. One which is the Witchfinder, which is exactly what you think it is. These guys go around looking for witches, people who consort with the devil. They don't even like magic users, and they're really suspicious of elves too, because they use magic in the basic game. So you can play a Witchfinder. They even have like I said, they've got a lot of shout outs in here. Like there's one of the NPCs is a Matthew Hopkins stand-in for the Witchfinder type thing. Some of the creatures you have are sharkmen. Sharkmen near the coasts. That's not all that unusual. And it also comes with a couple of one adventure called The Rat Dog Inn, which I call Lamentations Light, because it more concentrates on the mystery rather than the nihilistic. I mean, they all concentrate on mystery, even the Lamentation stuff. But this feels less hopeless, even though it's kind of a nasty one, where you find out what's going on. Why this family of the innkeeper and his family disappeared. Their inn was deserted, and they don't know what happened to him. Here is a city called Brigtor. Actually, it's Bogtor, and there's a city built on it, and it's a great city for your PCs to start with. And it also gives you like a page and a half of hooks, plot hooks, plus in the back he's got about a half a dozen hexes mapped out for a hex crawl. I mean, they cover everything in here. It's unbelievable. And then like the gloomium, the stuff that seeps through that kind of warps things a little, he gives you a separate one of these, but here's a gloomium dice drop table in the back. We find out if something's affected by gloomium, just drop a few dice on here, and it'll tell you like +1. This does +1 damage. This is a -6 to the saving, -6, -2 to the saving throws, things like that. A quick list of the monsters in the book and their stats, quick reference table, and even in the front, you've got the map to the Rat Dog Inn that you can use. I mean, this thing's got it covered. This and the first book. I can hardly wait for the third book. This is really cool. Glenseal kickstarted it, and he did a really great job of doing this. Fulfilled. No problems with the fulfillment. He's going to have another one coming out. I know he's going to have another one coming out. Here's the map to the Havenlands, by the way. See, isn't that a beauty? It's got all the Havenlands up there. Haven Isles. And in the back, he put the artwork from the book that you can hang up. In fact, he gave me 2 maps just so I didn't have to decide which side I wanted to hang up on the wall. Well, it'd be the map. I mean, I love your artwork, Glenn, because Glenn did all this. He did this digitally. I love your artwork and everything, but the map, you just do a great job with cartography. Astonishing Swordsman Sorcerers of Hyperborea, 2nd edition. The Hyperborea map, he did it. It was great. He did it in watercolors or something like that, or color pencils. I can't remember what. But this thing has got such, and it's so much, and it feels good to run. You know, because he gives you so many little hooks in here, so many little quirks. And he basically tells you, if you, as far as like running it, you can run it whatever tone you like. It's also got some nice black and white panel art like that. And he just gives you enough to, he gives you a lot to work with here. But at the same time, it's, okay, here's the deal. What he does in descriptions is he tells you who runs the town, who, if there's prominent people in there, a couple of story hooks, and then he leaves it alone. You know, you take it from there. So he gives you the stuff in like little bite-sized chunks, so you can run with anything. I've already gotten like 3 ideas out of here. And the shout-outs are great. He's got like a Hadrian's Wall substitute in there. My favorite one is Riverpool. Riverpool by the sea, near the I think it's the Mercy Sluice River or something like that. But the most prominent place in the town is a bar called the Tavern. And not for the drinks or the food, which is already good, but it's just a haven for all the bards and entertainers to come there. They want to play the Tavern in Riverpool, which, being a Beatlemaniac from way back, I thank you for putting that in there. The little Beatles reference. But anyway, we're talking the Midderlands expanded. And okay, where do we get it? We get it at, for print, you want to go to the Monkeyblood design website. Actually, you can get it at Drive-Thru RPG and RPG Now on print, but I'll get to that in a minute. It runs about 30 pounds, which right now the rate of exchange as of this recording is about, let's see, $1.20, about $38. Now, for Drive-Thru RPG and RPG Now, $15.99 will get you the PDF. If you want the print, it's, yeah, it's about, I'm sorry, let me back up. I've also kind of screwed up the last review because I said this is going to have all the stuff from the first book in it. No, this is a second book. This is a separate thing. It goes with the first book. It goes with this book because whatever he discussed in the Midderlands, he tells you in the second book to go look at the Midderlands. You know, he refers you there. But anyway, let me go back to the print thing. Monkeyblood design, it's about $38 for the PDF, and about for Drive-Thru and RPG Now, it's $15.99 for the PDF. Now they also have a PDF called The Midderlands Rivers and Lakes, which is materials on rivers and lakes from this book that he couldn't fit in, which he sells separately, and you can get that as a print for $4, PDF for $12.63, but you can get both for $7.23. That doesn't seem right, but I probably got that turned around. Anyway, go get it. The Midderlands Expanded, good book. Oh man, if you're not using this for Swords and Wizardry, there's something wrong with you. Well, there's something wrong with me, but that's another story. Anyway, so go out and get this, and until next time, bye-bye.